Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. First, Hungary is claiming that USAID funneled over $9 million to left-wing media outlets in an effort to destabilize their conservative government. Are you a foreign country that just held a free and fair election that elected a conservative? USAID is here to fix that. Then, former FBI Director James Comey is under investigation after posting an Instagram photo of seashells arranged in the numbers 8647, which many took as a veiled threat against President Trump. Because it was. Comey is saying he just happened to find that number pattern in the seashells, right after Bigfoot handed him the winning Powerball ticket and Elvis made him a mojito. Next, Bruce Springsteen attacked President Trump during a concert overseas, calling his administration corrupt and treasonous, and President Trump hit back with a flamethrower on Truth Social. Trump is so good at roasting people. Stick around to see what he said. And finally, despite California's $12 billion budget deficit, Governor Gavin Newsom wants to keep pouring $1 billion a year into the state's failed high-speed rail project. You've got to hand it to Newsom. Most people would be embarrassed to spend $100 billion on nothing, but not him. He believes in this imaginary train even more than he believes in his own hair. And that's saying something. Okay, let's dive in. Hungary is claiming that USAID quietly funneled almost $10 million into Hungary in an attempt to destabilize its conservative government. Now, USAID did buy $100 worth of sandwiches for a preschool in Budapest, so it's okay. Hungary's Office for the Protection of Sovereignty claims that over the past 3 years, the United States and European Union have funneled more than $63 million into Hungarian media outlets with the aim of undermining Prime Minister Viktor Orban's conservative government. Can't they just get the left-wing propaganda the old-fashioned way? Through Hollywood movies and college textbooks? The funding came mostly from the European Commission and USAID and supported media that acted as political pressure groups promoting left-leaning propaganda. So basically NPR, but in Hungarian. It's being reported that the European Commission provided approximately $54 million, while USAID, under the Biden administration, contributed nearly $9.7 million. In America, we're told that election interference is the greatest threat to democracy, unless we're the ones doing it. Then it's called foreign aid. Former FBI Director James Comey is being accused of calling for violence against President Trump in an Instagram post, which has since been deleted. Comey was apparently on a walk on the beach when he just happened to stumble upon some seashells that were surprisingly and randomly, without any human intervention, arranged to form the numbers 8647. I'm sure it was done by one of those fiddler crabs. They always swing really hard left. Unless you are an alien, you already know that the number 86 is common slang for getting rid of something or ejecting someone, and the number 47 might be, just maybe, referring to President Trump, as he is the 47th President of the United States. Comey captioned the post by saying this: "Cool shell formation on my beach walk." Apparently, the deep state has now recruited the ocean itself. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was quick to interpret the post as a threat and recruited the DHS and the Secret Service to begin investigating. James Comey, who is also the one who investigated allegations of collusion between Russia and Trump, he later posted on Instagram claiming that he didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence and took the post down. The same guy who read Trump's tweets like they were Zodiac letters now wants us to believe that 8647 was a beach fluke. Let's hear what President Trump had to say about this.
He knew exactly what that meant. A child knows what that meant. If you're the FBI director and you don't know what that meant assassination. Now, he wasn't very competent, but he was competent enough to know what that meant.
Comey claims it was just a coincidence. Sure, just like the Russian hoax, the Steele dossier, and Jeffrey Epstein's necktie. President Trump hits back at the dried-out prune, Bruce Springsteen. While overseas on tour, singer Bruce Springsteen used his time on stage to trash President Trump.
In my home, the America I love, the America I've written about, that has been a beacon of hope and liberty for 250 years, is currently in the hands of a corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous administration.
And here is Trump's response that he posted on Truth Social. Highly overrated Bruce Springsteen. Springsteen is dumb as a rock and couldn't see what was going on, or could he? This dried-out prune or a rocker ought to keep his mouth shut until he gets back into the country. That's just standard fare. Springsteen shouldn't try to lecture anyone on what America is. He hasn't lived in the real America since gas was 50 cents a gallon. We're all looking forward to Bruce's next song to drop, Born to Whine. California Governor Gavin Newsom has proposed spending $1 billion annually to keep the state's struggling high-speed rail project alive. The California High-Speed Rail Project was approved by voters back in 2008 with a $10 billion bond. But the rail's total cost has since exceeded $100 billion, more than 3 times the original projection. This train has been under construction for so long, archaeologists are now studying the early phases of it. Newsom halted the project in 2019 upon taking office, calling it too costly and time-consuming. So he stopped it when it was dumb and restarted it when it was dumber. Now that's leadership. California's train was approved in 2008. They've spent $16 billion on it and still have no working stations. At this point, it'd be faster to reach LA from San Francisco by covered wagon being pulled by DMV employees. Thanks for watching Headlines, and thank you to everyone who's been sharing my clips and videos and posts. I really do appreciate it. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.